Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here on a Friday, Totem Pole Nation. I got Coach T in the house, and we're about to get a run in from my main man, Johnny Bottles. How
We
you
are
doing,
here.
guys?
Could have slept another 2 hours.
Ooh, man. He was hugging that pillow, man.
I had a sleeper hold. Pardon the pun.
Wayne Klingman thinking we need to buy them alarm clock.
Ooh.
Yes, you do. Maybe with the 3 cents that we're going to make this month, we're going to get us an alarm clock from the flea market. There's Ric Flair.
It's a Flair Friday,
It's
ladies
a
and gentlemen.
Flair Friday.
It is a Flair Friday. Coach T, we got you live in studio. Let's hear about that epic podcast you just went on with Josh Terry and the boys, and girls, right? Miss Harley was on. Tell us all about it, man.
Josh Terry with the Josh Terry podcast. He's got a background in radio.
Yeah, man.
And he asked us to come on the podcast. Hold on one second, y'all.
He's already getting the run in.
It was cool because, not only was Totem Pole Nation on the podcast, but there was also Beard Laws, who's an awesome dude from upstate New York. There's On Tap podcast. The guy was awesome. He skateboarded. He has a little baby. I wanted to tell him, dude, when you have a kid, a little baby like that, you really don't know what tired is yet. It's a new level of tired, and it's no way to really simulate it unless you're probably coaching the NFL and sleeping about 3 hours a night. So then we had, the woman with the effed up mind, Harley. She was awesome. She's a Marine. She's been podcasting for a while, and it was just awesome to be able to go on there and learn from Josh and learn from those other guys that have been doing this for so long, because we're the new kids on the block. We're the low man on the totem pole. I mean, heck, Johnny, how long have you been podcasting?
How long have I known you?
Let's see. Have y'all done the SCM for 3 months podcast?
Probably 2 months.
Yeah, if we could go back and look at the SCM podcast and see, when y'all started that. I mean, heck, Johnny Bottles is a rising star in the podcasting world. There we go.
3 months.
Don Wayne.
Don Wayne Graves. It sounds like a serial killer's name. Don Wayne Graves.
He might be.
Yeah.
He might be. Life lesson for you two. Did your dad ever tell you that, did he say something like, hey, Troy, you could go out tonight and shoot somebody walking on the street and they would never catch you? You could be a serial killer. Have you ever had a parent tell you that?
I can safely say no.
Man, well, that's the life lesson, and that's why I'm glad I've been hooked up with Mr. Big. And Mr. Big knows a lot about secret societies, different types of magic, and calling on other entities. All right. And now Elon Musk says there's aliens, Coach. Mr. B is the god of media. Yes. Johnny Bottles, a.k.a. Johnny Bottoms. He's the bottom of the bottle.
I'm the bottom of the bottle. I'm the bottom of the totem pole. I'm the bottom of everything.
Yeah, I am too. I'm down there with you. And that was what was so great about going on there with a guy, Josh Terry, top 1% podcast in the world. He said there's close to 5 million podcasts today, and he's in the top 1,500. I don't know what the percentage is, but that's probably less than 1%.
I would think so.
I mean, yeah, he's less than 1%. 5 billion and 1,500. Coach Bald, how does that make you feel? Because Sarah Blake Cheek, your friend, and her husband made that happen?
Yeah, man, just a great collaboration, and I did get to chime in, and yeah, man, it was a very entertaining show, and yeah, man, I like the message. You know what I mean? Everybody, has to fight different battles and different depression and stuff like that, and yeah, man, great message. Definitely somebody I would like to kick back and maybe have a little Blake Moonshine with, you know what I mean, and just shoot the shit, so to say. Definitely that was awesome. Yeah, man. Anytime we can collaborate, with somebody, at that magnitude, man, that's what we want to do. It's not about competitions with us; it's about collaborations with us.
Amen. We follow the 7 habits of highly effective people. The 7 habits of highly effective people. I think I said people. All right, people.
Yes.
We think win-win. We think win-win. The Squared Circle Maniac podcast. Josh Terry said he would love to come on the Squared Circle Maniac podcast because he hates wrestling today. Johnny Bottles, how does that make you feel? I mean, is there a growing movement of people that hate wrestling today?
There certainly is. If you go in the Twitter, you go on Facebook, even just generally in the internet, on chat room, bulletin boards, things like that, a lot of people can't stand today's version of professional wrestling. It's not indicative of all companies, but it's indicative of 50%. I'd say 50% of the wrestling today, people can't stand.
Coach Bald, how does that make you feel, man? Being a lifelong wrestling fan, a guy who knows people in the business.
Yeah, man, I have to agree. It's just a different era going on. And, there's a lot of wokeness, I think, that's getting brought and involved in it. When I was a younger guy, the guys that were, the elite, these would be guys, if you stepped in a restaurant and saw them, you would be like, oh, my goodness, this dude looks, this guy, you would never mess with him. Now, some of these guys, I mean, I got women in my family that would take these guys down and tap them out. You know what I mean? And these are guys that are getting pushed. And I don't know, it just seems to me like it's a lot more running around and I don't know. It looks more like exercise out there than actual wrestling and punches and stuff like that. It does. It just looks like, a lot more, acting inside the ring. And I'm not talking about on the promos acting. I'm talking about choreographed stuff. And it looks like cheerleading to me sometimes. And that makes me want to turn the channel so quick. And another thing, I mean, there's so many amazing, beautiful, talented women in wrestling. I don't know if there's ever been this many beautiful, talented women in wrestling. And it doesn't seem like anybody is putting them on the pedestal that they need to be. They're not showing them, they're not giving them the main events. They're not, they're just not working good enough, for whatever reason. And, I think it's a shame because there's a ton of talent, but, in coaching, you can have all the talent in the world, but if your team does not, compete together, if they don't play for one another, you get a bad product out on the field. The best teams don't always win. I mean, the best players don't always win, but the best teams always win. And maybe it's an ego deal with them. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
but
I gotta run. All right. But I love y'all. Y'all are the best. I'm so proud to be a part of Totem Pole Nation, the Life Lessons podcast, the Square Circle Maniac podcast, the Johnny Bottles Pop Culture podcast, Tales of the Mafia from Mr. Big, a.k.a. the resident expert of the Totem Pole Mafia. And I love these guys. All right, Championship Football Coaches Clinic, you're shut down. All right, but these guys are taking over. So I salute you. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Hit me up later.
You got it, Coach.
Absolutely.
There he goes.
And yeah, man, Coach Taylor has had some really, really good coffee this morning. Have you had your cup of Joe yet? Are you there we go, man.
There we go, man.
Cheers to you, Johnny. That was a heck of a show yesterday. I got to get in and get some of the knowledge. And I mean, you guys are just rock stars, man. I love how you guys break everything down. The feelings are very mutual on almost every aspect of what you guys are covering. Did you get to see the Bam Bam? I know you were talking about it. Were you able to slide that into your day yesterday?
I watched about half of it. I'm going to pick up the other half today. I had a big thing going on with the dogs. The dogs are all itching. They have. You ever hear of a dog getting a yeast allergy in their skin?
Okay. I have. I actually have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got all four of them are like that in varying degrees. Patient zero, I call her Sasha. I put a picture of her on. I put a picture of her on Twitter yesterday. A little video of her. She's got a cone around her head because she scratched all the hair off the tips of her ears. They get folks. Dogs get. At least my huskies do. They'll get a yeast allergy in their ears, and then it gets on their feet, and they gets on their sides because they scratched with that foot. They just scratched the infected area. They scratch their sides, so they get it on their sides too. You ever hear of a lime sulfur dip?
No, sir.
It's a chemical that you mix with water, a gallon of water. 4 ounces of lime sulfur dip mixed in with a gallon of water, and you take a big sponge that you would wash your car with, and you apply that to your dog. And it makes the dog temporarily yellow. And she has a yellowish tint to her fur now. That wears off eventually. But that's supposed to be the be-all, end-all of any type of skin allergy that your dog may have. It smells vile. It smells like rotten eggs, man, but it works. Just can't get into the dog's eyes or any mucous membrane. Can't get it in the ears, unfortunately. For that, I have to use witch hazel and wipe out her ears with witch hazel. We did Apoquel. We did Cytopoint shots. Anything a vet would recommend, we did. And it wasn't affecting anything. It was just curing the symptoms, but not the problem. And this lime sulfur dip is supposed to cure the problem. I hope so. I had to do 4 of those suckers outside last week, and they were all tied up. They were all put in I got a porch rail, and I lashed them to the porch rail. Had all 4 of them lined up and just went to town. So the other ones got baths with a chlorhexidrine shampoo. Chlorhexidrine is a chemical that if you go in for surgery, that brown stuff that they wash you down with, that solution, that's chlorhexidrine. And that's supposed to kill any bacteria whatsoever. My problem is I don't have the mojo to go out there every other day and tie these dogs at a rail and hose them down and wash them up with chlorhexidrine.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
don't have the mojo. I'm the only one who's going to do it. Mrs. Bottlez doesn't want to do anything like that because she can't stand to hear the dogs cry or howl or anything. So, and they get out there, it sounds like Ozzy Osbourne on Crazy Train. It's unbelievable. Neighbors are growing outside. They're looking at me like, what the hell's going on over there?
Does Mrs. Bottles ever say this? We should wash those dogs.
Yes.
You know what that means, right?
Yes, you should wash those. We should vacuum the rug.
Oh, yeah.
We should go to the grocery store. Meaning, you should go to the grocery store.
Miss Bald, yeah, she's great with that.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
it's so awesome.
You know how women are. For all the women out there watching.
Best part, too, like if I was to... Man, I'm glad we fixed that.
Yeah. Coach, you're getting a lot of static on your end. What?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He was saying earbuds is okay. Gotcha. I got to roll solo without. Yeah, I lost some earbuds. Then I got earbuds that aren't charged. So yeah, we'll just go with it like this. Sorry about that.
You sound like my wife. My wife will put earbuds in and listen to audiobooks and goes to sleep that way. And she wakes up in the morning with one earbud. She can't find the other one.
Oh,
then
wow.
3 days later, little baby Bubba's running around the house with the earbud in his mouth.
Yeah.
He loves chewing on those things, man.
I did. I saw some great videos that you had posted yesterday. And if you're not following, follow Johnny Bottles on Twitter. He's got all kind of good stuff. Was posting some good videos of the dog. I noticed one with the whole well, let me see here. The lampshade she had the lampshade deal on, and it's funny because it reminded me. I just saw something also yesterday that was mentioning, I guess, Joe Biden's dog has like bitten like 6 or 7 different people there, and there was a picture where I guess it was supposed to be, the dog wearing it, but it showed him actually wearing it, which it doesn't seem too far fetched the way some of these politicians are these days, man.
When they first moved into the White House, the dog bit a ton of people.
Yeah.
And now he's back at it again. I just keep the dog in a room, lock him up in a room somewhere when you're having meetings and things like that, so he doesn't take a chunk out of somebody, or put a muzzle on him. Just put a muzzle on the dog. Or maybe put a muzzle on Joe. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, do you have a Netflix account?
Yes, I do.
Check out this movie. It is called They Clone Tyrone.
I've heard about that. Is it good?
It is good. It's very interesting, and I'm pretty sure that's the kind of stuff that's already been going on. But yeah, check that one out. It is a really good one, and I had one of my friends reach out and say, "Hey, this is probably what's going on with Jamie Foxx. You didn't see him for a while, then you saw a lookalike. Okay,
I got to ask you this: what's your theory behind that? What do you think happened to him? I've heard a stroke. I've heard a bad reaction to a certain vaccine. And then he's gone. No one sees him. He's incommunicado for 3 months, 2 months. And then he comes back 3 shades lighter than his normal skin tone.
Yeah.
Figure that one out. That's very strange.
And my philosophy is this: it is something that is humongously alarming, and they're trying to hide every bit of it, not show you anything what's going on, because that's just what they do these days, unfortunately.
Right.
Who knows when we'll find out exactly what's going on, but hide the truth, and let's throw all the fake bull spit right in front of your face to have you look at this hand while this one comes and whacks you in the face,
Exactly. It seems like that also applies to politics, where someone's relative gets into a ton of hot water, and that someone is dragging a certain public official into a ton of hot water also. And then an ex-president gets indicted to distract from the legal wranglings that are going on over here. So, yeah, it happens in real life, folks. A lot of distracting elements out there in the media, and it will to take you away from their wrongdoing, the wrongdoing of the people in charge. But Jamie Foxx was filming a Netflix movie, with Cameron Diaz. You remember her? Mm-hmm. There's Something About Mary. She was in The Green Hornet. She was in The Mask. Up and coming. She was a big-time ingenue in motion pictures, and a rising star. Big star, big sex symbol in the late 90s, early 2000s. Well, she married... I'm trying to remember the guy's name. What group? Good Charlotte. Remember that rap, rock, punk group? Good Charlotte. They had a brief run at the top for a while. They had a couple of hits. She married one of those brothers in the group and started a family. They had a child, and she was going to raise her child. Well, she got talked into making a comeback in Hollywood because the kid's older now and not a toddler anymore. So she decided, well, I'll do it with Jamie, a good friend of hers. And they were filming the movie, and he didn't seem like himself on set. And there was a lot of arguments on his cell phone he was having with his business managers. People were embezzling money from him. I'm talking, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he was worried about that. And they think that might have given him a stroke on set, and they took him away. So who knows what brought it on? Who knows what really goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood? We can only speculate. We can only guess. But it's ironic that the movie that's on now, They Clone Tyrone, has all this talk of cloning with Jamie Foxx. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy.
And
just
he's in the movie.
Yeah. I think he produced the movie, I believe.
Wow.
And what do they really keep you from us? Cloning, UFOs. Are UFO are not little green men, of course, but are those people here? Are those life forms on this planet? Are they in power in our government, our world government? Are any of our world leaders aliens? Who knows? People say, oh, that can't happen. That can't. Did you think that when you were watching Star Trek in the late 60s, a guy would pull one of these out of his pants and talk to a ship that's thousands of miles up in the sky and have them beam him up and communicate with people with one of these things? Come on now. The future's not as far-fetched as you think it is, folks.
Yeah, if you would have said that back in the day, they would have Baker acted you, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be in a rubber room with a white coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Without a doubt. And has we found out anything about what exactly happened with Sinead O'Connor? I know that was that news broke about 2 days ago, I believe, that she had passed away. Have we got any insight on that by any chance?
There have been no toxicology reports released yet, but when the police investigated, she lives over, I believe, Ireland. When those police came in to investigate the scene, they said there's no doubt that it was no foul play involved whatsoever. So it was either she had some sort of a health issue and she expired, or she helped herself along, as they say. But they probably, because she did have serious drug problems in the past. The price of fame in the music business really takes a toll on people, especially young women. And she was very, very young when she had that hit, Nothing Compares to You. That was the #1 song for that year, I believe, 1990 when it came out. Yeah. And it was just a worldwide smash, a global smash. And she made a ton of money off of that and her subsequent album. But the albums after the first two fell by the wayside. She couldn't replicate the success of Nothing Compares to You because she was a songwriter. But Prince wrote Nothing Compares to You.
Wow.
He wrote that, and she co-opted it and recorded it. And he gave it her, his blessing. He just kept it on, in his vault, his version of it. His version of it's been released. Not as good as hers. You can hear the heartbreak in her voice when she's singing that song. But it really took a toll on her. She had 5 kids with 5 different men. Unstable home life. She was abused by her mother when she was raised by her mother. Her mother was very, very mean, vindictive. I wish you were never born, things like that she would say to her. And you're just a millstone around my neck. That's another thing she would say. And it's a shame how parents can take that out on their children, their own dissatisfaction with their lives, and to think when they have a child that child is a problem, holding them back from living their life potential. It's just terrible, man. It really is. And Sinead O'Connor's psyche, her mindset, was the end result of that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just some things that you can say that you just can never take back, and it'll always sit in that person's head. And, you can try your whole life to redeem yourself, but, words like that, are like knives in people's hearts. And, yeah, man, it's always good to kind of take a step back, through the madness and the chaos. You never make really good decisions when you're seeing nothing but red. You know what I mean? You gotta get to where not everything's red when you want to, make a good decision. Mm-hmm. And that's what our life lesson of today. A good friend of mine, Bob, said that his mother had this sticker on her window, and the sticker, it said that you are looking at the problem. And yeah, I mean, that there's some merit to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's some merit to it. That sticker would be right on her mirror, as she gets dressed every day. And that's what the sticker said. It said, you're looking, at the problem. And yeah, man, there's some people that are just living, such a depressed state that they don't even, ever look at themselves in the mirror, and it's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad to get to that state. But, when you get to that state, it's not something that usually happens, overnight either. It's something that, you know, you've been letting grow, you've been letting it marinate, and unfortunately, you've been feeding it, and you've been letting it get strength. You've been letting it gain momentum, and you know, it's something that's hard. Once that fire is burning like that, man, it's a hard thing to put out. But that, you know, and there's no one thing that's going to put it out. You can't just grab some water and toss it on it and think it's going to put it out. It's going to be multiple things. You know, I'm a big believer in just listening to positive stuff. You know, positive information. You know, learning, growing. You know, every day. I was glad to finally, do my life coaching test. I
I saw
passed
that.
it
Yes.
yesterday.
Good for you.
50 questions. I missed one, so I was kind of pissed about that. But I got that out of the way, and yeah, I'm excited for the future. I really enjoy, communicating with people and trying to help people get better.
Hmm.
I myself have made every single possible wrong decision. I was a smoker for years. I've had issues with drugs. I've had issues with alcohol. I've been broke. I've been, living in a guy's couch. Every problem you can have, I think I've done it a couple times. I've been thrown in jail before. Yeah, I've done a lot of times I've made some bad decisions. And sometimes people never grow out of that stage. I think I had to actually move out of the state, get somewhere away to really just focus on myself and try to rebuild myself. And that's the
Hmm.
best thing about rock bottom. Once you hit rock bottom, you are really able to reprogram yourself, rebuild yourself into the person that you always wanted to be. And I think you got to look around you to see the things that you do have. You know what I mean? I still have my health. I still have my mom. I still have my brother. I still have core things in me that make me want to keep, pushing through and going to the light. Go to the light. The darkness, it hits hard, but yeah,
Hmm.
go to the light.
Right.
But yeah, that was the sticker. My good friend Bob, he's another guy that has dealt with a lot of issues. He had a stroke and everything, and he's just trying to live a better life. And I'm excited to work with him and help him. And yeah, man, we just hit it off so well. He's got a couple amazing dogs. He's got a beautiful view, and just a good friend that I have. And yeah, he had told me that his mother had that sticker, and I was like, that sticker, that's true. You look at that every day, and maybe you need to focus on the good things that you got going on and everything. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
man. What do you got today, this evening, actually?
Well, going
10
back to
o'clock.
Sinead O'Connor real quick, I just pulled
Yeah,
up
yeah.
an article. I was looking to see if there's anything released today, this morning, because they operate on a different time zone than we do over there in Great Britain, whether or not anything's been found. And nothing's been found yet. Nothing's been released yet. But an article came out in the New York Post that said before she was found dead in her London home, so she lived in London, not Ireland, she told her children what to do if she passed away suddenly. She said, I've always instructed my children since they were very, very small. If your mother drops dead tomorrow, before you call 911, call my accountant and make sure the record companies don't start releasing my records again and not telling you where the money is. She educated her children on the importance of protecting her music and assets, which is their inheritance, so they could avoid being taken advantage of. When the artists are dead, they're much more valuable than when they are alive. O'Connor said of musicians' profitability. Tupac has released way more albums since he died than he ever did when he was alive. So it's kind of gross what record companies do now. Whew, man. Wow.
Yeah, man. Karma is a scary thing, and it always comes back. So that's
Yeah.
sad, very sad.
Very, very sad. Today, we've got on Totem Pole Nation a live 10 p.m. show called Mr. Good Lord, what the? I forgot the name of this show.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big talks.
Vegas Nights.
It's After Hours with Mr. Big. It's folks, it's so new I forgot the name of the damn show. After Hours with Mr. Big. He's got 2 shows on this platform. Tales from the Mafia, which is just hardcore mafia stuff, not necessarily all Vegas related, but he's got a wealth of info about what goes on in Vegas, what happens to even like Las Vegas performers like showgirls, how they have to live, what they have to endure, dealers, things like that. He's a expert on table games. He's a very, very diversified man when it comes to the subjects he could talk about. We could go into a whole 3 hours about UFOs if it came down to it. But he's going to be on today with a few special guests at 10 p.m. with me. I'm the host. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this because this is going to be wild. It's not going to be like a regular Totem Pole Nation show. You may hear a few expletives here and there. And, and some straight talk about what goes on behind the scenes in Vegas and with the mafia, with the mob.
Amen. I am definitely looking forward to that. And, I haven't been out there in a long time, so I definitely probably going to go next year. Me and the wife were talking about it. The CAC, that we went into the other day, they do a amazing show out there every year.
So that's in Vegas every year then, right?
Every
the
year.
CAC?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. Hey, let's go next year. Let's put that on our bucket list. Let's go next year. It's usually a 3-day deal where they'll bring out different people. You'll go and you'll do 2 dinners with everybody, and it is you'll be a kid in a candy store. It's really,
absolutely that'd be fantastic.
So yeah, let's try to collabo on that next year and get there and support our guys because these are the guys that created that path to where everything is going now. So definitely looking forward to that. And I'll tell you what, another thing that I loved about Las Vegas, they had they closed it down, but it used to be called Bill's Gambling Saloon. I used to love this place. They had an awesome Italian restaurant that it was almost like a secret room, but you go in there, they pull the table out, boom, they put you in there, they put the table right up. I'm telling you, there has to be some stories that Mr. Biggs can probably tell about this place. But also in there, the thing I love the most is they would have almost on a nightly basis a gentleman that they called Big Elvis. And man, I mean, the tone, the everything, the guy's charisma, he was just like Elvis Presley, but he was probably a 320-pound version of him, man. But amazing guy, the vocals, the just the pizzazz and everything. And I always look forward to going there and seeing him perform.
Tremendous. Yeah. I still to this day, I love Elvis Presley music. I love all types of music, rap, country, rock, some hip hop, R&B. Love that. Oldies. But Elvis Presley, that's some of that stuff he did is just timeless, man.
Yeah, Wayne, and Mr. Biggs also said he's going to bless us with some early NFL predictions. So maybe he'll tell us who's going to win the division, who to bet on the Super Bowl, that type good information. That'll be good stuff. And also today about 2:00, I believe we have our guy, rock star Zach, going to be coming on here. He has a special musical guest. So, yeah, we are just warming up here at Totem Pole Nation. It's going to be a great day for here. You're going to see a lot of talent. Wide variety, wide range. We can do the life lessons in the morning. We can talk some music in the afternoon, and man, we can go party in Vegas at night. That's
there
how
you go. Absolutely. Does Lambo have anything coming up that you know of?
I'm not sure, man. We just kind of give Lambo the keys, and he's in and out whenever he wants. Usually whenever news breaks, he just put, just like you'd text your buddy, hey man, this happened. Nah, man, he just presses record and comes on live. So it's going to be, he's just got the reins, and whenever he goes on, it's kind of boom, he just breaks it as he wants. And I love that about him, man. He's got some such good intel. He does his research, he does his recon, and he brings his opinion to it as well. And he does. He is very, very talented young guy. Love having him on the squad, but yeah, not sure when he's going to come in. But when he comes in, man, he brings the juice, and he really hits you good in the heart and everything. But yeah, a lot going on here at Totem Pole Nation. I'm actually hosting a good friend of mine's birthday party here Sunday, so maybe we'll have some pictures or video shout out from him. But yeah, excited about that. Big fella has a huge birthday, 68 years old, Cuban assassin. God bless you, brother. You've been awesome to us. Man, amazing how we met up. He used to work beach security, man. So he'd
Really?
be out there sweating like a hostage on the beach. And beach bar security is a whole lot different than regular bar or nightclub. It is a whole nother ball game, man. You get a ton of steps out there in the sand. So yeah, you could imagine how those guys are probably feeling these days. And yeah, everybody, please stop hitting me up with, is it hot down here in Florida? Okay. Is water wet? Is water wet? Is grass green? Is
Right.
the sky blue?
We're
used to it.
This is a tropical environment. It's a tropical place, believe it or not. This is as close to the tropics as you can get in the continental United States. Yeah. Florida weather. And, we'll beat you down some days, but you just got to have a nice cool beverage to cool off. Maybe, get those, what are those towels called? Those soaker towels there's some kind of space age material that holds a lot of water. You dip them in cold water, wrap them around your neck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They'll cool you down, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mrs. Bottles goes out, sits on the patio when it's 100 degrees outside, just cooks. And she's happy, when her playing her phone games and, having she'll drink a coffee out there in the heat. Doesn't bother her at all.
Cup of coffee for the big time.
Cup of coffee with the big time. That's right.
That's the thing here. We're lucky because we get a good little breeze out here sometimes, so it's not as bad. I remember living out when we lived in Plant City. I mean, it would be you got no water near you, so it would be scorching out there. So yeah, we get a good breeze out here, so I can't complain or anything. But yeah, man, things are going good. It's funny. I just I recently got on the Facebook. My brother, he knows what we're doing here with Totem Pole, and was like, look, man, why are you not on Instagram? Why are you not on Facebook? And I was like, I really don't have a good answer. I'm do enough on Twitter, I thought. And he was like, well, look, just broaden your horizons, go out there. And yeah, man, it's been amazing, man. Just this week, got in contact with some good friends of mine growing up. My girl Bridget Green, Bird. What's up? Big shout out. Love you. A buddy of mine, Brandon BJ Sobey, right there in Richmond, Virginia. Bottles. This guy was so awesome to me as a young guy, man. He's probably 7-8 years older than me, but growing up, he always kind of took me under his wing. He had a badass Mustang, and man, this guy would punish the road. I always felt like a rock star riding that car. The system was always pumping, and he would just grind those gears. And man, it was you really felt like a rock star. And the best part about him is he would pick on us. He would bully us, but man, he bullied us into wanting to be a better version of ourselves. He would bully us into wanting to work out, bully us into wanting to try to dunk that ball in a game. You know what I mean? So huge shout out to those guys, my man, Dave Green, Kevin and Kyle Flynn. I'm looking forward to linking up with those guys in the future, and definitely when I go back to Virginia. But yeah, just wanted to give those guys a shout out, and all the Squared Circle Maniacs, man. The SCM podcast has been, phenomenal, and we got our guy John Saul. Buzz Saw's brother, John Saw, got him always dropping, so much good stuff, so many videos of classic wrestling and promos. And the big fella, Jason, he's coaching up. He's getting ready for his season. He's coaching them up in football. We just got a great group of guys, Ron, Larry, all the boys. Just appreciate all those guys, always checking in. And that's the cool thing too is, we don't just chop it up about the good things. We chop it up about Sometimes we've got problems with, family members and stuff like that. So it's good to be able to, hear your brother say, "Hey, man, it's going to be okay," or "Call me if you need anything." Those kind of collaborations and friendships are what this whole thing is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got a very, very diverse slate of people working with Totem Pole Nation, and there's a little bit of everything, folks. If life lessons isn't your thing, tune in to Zach later on at 2 o'clock. If Zach's not your thing, you've got the seamy underbelly of the Vegas mob at 10 p.m. tonight. You can check out Coach's Corner. You can check out all different things here on Totem Pole Nation. We, like Coach said, we just dropped the Squared Circle Maniacs podcast yesterday at 6, and we were rocking and rolling on that. It's an hour-long show, maybe a little scooch over an hour, but there's a little something for everybody here at Totem Pole Nation. We're the low man on the totem pole, but we're rising up. So we're rocking and rolling.
We are the Jeffersons, guys. We are the Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
And just to chime in too, all of our young followers, you guys that are in middle school, high school, man, check out Kobe's court. Kobe is 18 years old, but he has the mindset. I'm telling you, this guy's going to be the next Tony Robbins, who is one of my favorites, an icon. This guy is 18 years old, but his mental is just so rock solid, so sharp. He challenges himself every single day. And I challenge you young members of Totem Pole Nation to watch his podcast, grow from it, learn, take notes. Take notes. If you can't remember this stuff, take notes and look at them every single day. That's one of the best ways to learn stuff and everything. But Johnny, do you got anything else, or you want me to we'll go ahead and do our sponsors and bounce out of here?
Yeah, let's do that. So it's it's TGIF.
That's it, man.
Let's do it. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge shout out, Sideline Design, making us look phenomenal. We've just been posting a lot of new stuff from those guys. They've been taking great care of us. The future is very bright, and they got us looking so fabulous. Looking forward to everything that they got going on. College programs. If you are looking to upgrade your websites, your designs, your t-shirts, your merch, go to these guys, man. They can make it happen. You will look phenomenal. You will look famous. That's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to look famous these days. And a huge shout out, Cultivate Wellness. Check out their website. We can ship it right to your front door. They will take amazing care of you there. My cousin Julia works there off of the Midlothian Turnpike. If you're in Richmond, Virginia, she'll take great care of you. And yeah, man, huge shout out to St. Pete Rejuvenate, man. It's been amazing. I think it's been helping me as much as it's been helping people, Johnny. We've got so many clients have lost hundreds of pounds already. With our weight loss, that's always a phenomenal thing, helping people get to the figure they want to be, especially this time of year when everybody's, in their pool gear and everything. So check us out if you need some help or some coaching with that. Also, the Botox or the Brotox, you want to look younger, you want to feel younger. Check us out. We can take care of that. Our girl Wendy does the best facials. She'll have you walking out feeling like a brand new haircut. Your face will feel like a brand new haircut. That's always a good feeling. And if you're feeling depressed, the anxiety has you over the edge. That's the thing about anxiety too. These antidepressants, sometimes they won't kick in for a month. When you're feeling that anxiety or that deep, dark depression, you can't wait. You feel like you can't make it, 30 minutes, much less, 30 days. Mm-hmm. Health is wealth, man. Get checked out. Get a referral. Come see us. Ketamine infusions are a game changer. They've been shown to help people severely suffering from depression, mm-hmm. Chronic pain. Here at Totem Pole Nation, you can if you go on YouTube and you type Totem Pole Nation, Cuban Assassin, we did a 10-minute podcast about his whole treatment and how it has changed him. and he's ready to get back in the ring. You
He's
know,
ready to go.
before this treatment, you know, it wasn't. It looked like a dream. It looked like a dream. But after the treatment, man, this is a dream come true. This man is going to get back in the ring. He is going to have his last tour, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm fired up to be a part of it. But yeah, Totem Pole Nation, TGIF. The grind includes Friday. Thank you guys. Go follow us. We're all over social media, Instagram, Facebook. And yeah, guys, Johnny Bottles, man, we'll be talking to you all weekend, my brother. But take care. The grind includes Friday. To the next episode.
Yes, indeedy.